She ran from danger with tears in her eyes, but when the roar of motorcycles filled the road behind her, she didn't know if it was the end or the beginning of a miracle. This is Black Inside USA, where every story touches your heart. Don't forget to subscribe for more real, emotional stories that'll stay with you long after the screen fades to black. In a world where stories speak louder than words, this is Black Inside USA. Real emotions, real people, real change. The wind tore through the quiet stretch of highway that morning, the kind of silence that hides something coming. A young woman in a blue and orange tracksuit ran along the side of the road, her breath uneven, her eyes darting behind her. Her name was Maya Coleman, 22, a nursing student who had learned early that some people don't take no for an answer. She wasn't just running for exercise. She was running from someone. Behind her, about 50 yards away, a car engine roared, the same old blue sedan that had been following her for days. She knew that car. She knew the man behind the wheel. "Come on, Maya, just talk to me," the voice had shouted earlier that morning when she left her apartment. But she didn't stop to listen. The road curved gently toward the horizon. She spotted a group of bikers parked near the side, 6 men, leather vests, heavy boots, and tattoos that seemed to tell their own stories. They were loud, laughing, and careless with the world. But right then, Maya didn't see danger. She saw a chance. Her legs burned as she approached them. The biggest of the bikers, a man with broad shoulders and a black helmet, turned as her footsteps slapped the asphalt. "Please," Maya gasped. "Someone's following me. Please help me." For a moment, everything stopped. Engines idled, the laughter died, the wind carried only her words. The biker removed his helmet, his face scarred but calm, eyes sharp yet kind. His name was Colt Ramsey, leader of a group known around town as the Road Angels Motorcycle Club. People called them trouble, but truth be told, they mostly fixed engines, raised money for vets, and protected the forgotten corners of their small Alabama town. He looked at her, really looked, and saw the fear behind her tears. "Get behind us," Colt said quietly. No hesitation, no questions. Within seconds, the bikers formed a loose wall with their motorcycles, facing the road like an army of chrome and leather. The blue sedan slowed down, headlights glaring. A man stepped out, tall, neat hair, the kind of smile that didn't reach his eyes. "This isn't your business," he said to Colt. Colt didn't blink. "Looks like it is now." The man took a step forward, his tone darkening. "She's lying. She's crazy." Maya's voice cracked. "You've been following me for days. I told you to stop." For a moment, silence hung heavy. Then, Colt revved his engine, a deep thunder that made the air tremble. "You heard the lady. Back off." The man hesitated, his pride clashing with the reality of 6 bikers staring him down. Finally, he sneered, got back in his car, and drove off, tires screaming against the asphalt. The moment he was gone, Maya collapsed to her knees. She wasn't crying from fear anymore. It was the kind of cry that comes when you realize you're finally safe. Colt crouched beside her. "You okay?" She nodded, trembling. "Thank you. I didn't know who else to trust." "You did good," Colt said softly. "You ran toward help, not away." The Road Angels didn't leave her there. Colt insisted on giving her a ride back to town. She hesitated, but when he handed her a spare helmet, she saw something genuine in his eyes, not pity but protection. As the engines roared to life, the group surrounded her like an iron shield. Other cars on the road slowed down, watching as the young woman rode in the center of a formation of bikers. In that moment, Maya felt something she hadn't felt in weeks: control. The wind on her face no longer felt like fear. It felt like freedom. They stopped at a small diner on the edge of town, one of those places where time seems to move slower. Inside, the smell of coffee and fried bacon filled the air. Colt called his sister, Ruth, who ran a small shelter for women in trouble. While they waited, Maya told her story. She'd met her stalker at the hospital where she volunteered. He'd been a patient, charming at first, then possessive. When she rejected him, the messages started. Then the car, then the constant following. "The police told me to file a report," she said quietly. "But reports don't stop someone who watches your window at night." The bikers listened in silence. Every one of them had a story of their own: broken homes, bad choices, lost years. They weren't saints, but they knew what it meant to be afraid and unheard. When Ruth arrived, she hugged Maya like an old friend. She promised to help her find a safer place to stay, to get a restraining order, to rebuild her peace. Before she left, Maya turned to Colt. "You didn't even know me," she said. Why did you help? Colt smiled faintly. Because somebody once did the same for me. Weeks passed. Maya started working part-time at Ruth's shelter, helping other women find their strength again. She began to laugh more, sleep better, breathe freely. But one afternoon, as she was leaving work, she saw the blue sedan again, parked across the street. Her heart skipped. The man stepped out, smirking. This time, she didn't run. She made a single call. Within 10 minutes, the low rumble of engines echoed down the block. The road angels arrived, not violent, not wild, just steady and sure. The man's face turned pale when he saw them. He tried to drive off, but a police car, already alerted by Colt, blocked the exit. For the first time, Maya watched justice happen, calm, lawful, complete. As the officers took the man away, Colt looked at her. You stood your ground today, he said. Maya smiled. Yes, I learned from the best. Months later, Maya graduated nursing school. The road angels showed up at her ceremony, leather vests over clean shirts, holding flowers and laughter that filled the hall. When her name was called, she spotted them at the back, cheering louder than anyone. Afterward, Colt handed her a small patch, the same kind they wore on their jackets. It didn't say Road Angels. It said, Honor and Heart. You earned this, Colt said, not because you needed saving, but because you learned to stand tall. Tears filled her eyes. For a long time, she had seen the world as full of people who wanted to hurt her. But that day, she learned something else, that even in the roughest places, goodness can roar louder than fear. Sometimes, help doesn't come from where you expect. Sometimes, the people you think are the roughest, turn out to have the gentlest hearts. This was the Road Angels, a story of courage, kindness, and second chances. Thank you for watching Black Inside USA, where every story shows the power of heart over hate. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, because the world needs more stories like this one. Thanks for watching Black Inside USA. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because every story deserves to be heard.